What up, everybody? It's Indigenous Realist to Realist. Today, this build is going to be called Opening and Closing Oneself. Opening and Closing Oneself. As always, I don't have anything but, some notes, a few points to myself, but the notes don't explain the science. I got to break down the science. I'm going to have to break down the science, but it's cool. I love breaking down the science. Let's go. Now, opening and closing self is a science, is a concept that I made. It's purely original. Just like 99% of the stuff I drop on my channel is always going to be original. Purely original concepts that I make, that I create, that I formulate for my viewers, for people on the streets, for people seeking right guidance, right knowledge, right understanding. For people seeking those type things, that's what I make these concepts for. Because you're dealing with someone who's experienced things that you haven't. On the physical, on the non-physical, in every kind of realm. It's about opening and closing oneself. Okay. Now, the concept, this is just the introduction. The concept developed by me opening myself. I hadn't realized that I was closed. See, when we close ourselves off, when we um distance ourselves, or we close, you can be in a room full of investors and you're closed to energy. You're closed to investment. Remember yesterday we talked about natural investments. So we're talking about investment as in someone's time, someone's money, someone's gift, um, someone's trade. Those are all natural investments. Okay. Peace. Whoever just came in here, hit the like button. I'm finna run through a build I wrote called Opening and Closing Oneself. And right now, it's just giving the introduction and just showing you how you can be open yet closed, or you can be closed yet open. Now, the first point: how do we close ourselves from a lot of blessings? We close ourselves to a lot of blessings through indoctrination. That was the whole purpose of indoctrination. Indoctrination was made for us to start ignoring the things around us, to ignore reality. Indoctrination is made for people to ignore reality, to ignore common sense, to ignore their extra senses. See, you have common sense and then you have um extra senses. You get what I'm saying? You have other senses. Common sense is just one of them. Now, indoctrination can be educational, it can be religious, it could be governmental, it could be political, it can be scientific. Indoctrination can be in all different categories. Indoctrination can hit every available category. Do you get what I'm saying? Indoctrination happens when someone forces their ideas on you or their way of life on you. Like, for example, they say I'm a cult leader. I don't stray from that. Um, but for example, if I was a cult leader, my lessons would be mandatory, and that's indoctrination. So indoctrination isn't good or bad in and of itself. It is just a thing, just like a bicycle or just like a vehicle. A vehicle isn't bad or good. The person driving it can be bad or good, and so is indoctrination. So there's different purposes. I would say on indoctrination that there's two different reasons for indoctrination. One would be to hurt someone or to train someone's mind to be other than themselves. And then another form of good indoctrination would be to train someone to be themselves, to know self, to love themselves, to trick a person to be a better person. That's also indoctrination. Now, perception. Your mind, look, your eyes only see what your mind is prepared to comprehend. Your eyes only see what your mind is prepared to comprehend, and that's perception. So if your mind isn't prepared to see Christ in the mirror, or your mind isn't prepared to see the Most High on the streets, or your mind isn't prepared to see an angel, or your mind isn't prepared to take in a certain type of information, a certain piece of data. If your mind isn't prepared for that, mentally prepared for that, your eyes won't even comprehend it. Like your eyes won't even see it. If your mind can't comprehend it, your eyes can't see it. And through indoctrination, you're taught to think a certain type of way. You're taught to see a certain type of way. Through indoctrination, you're taught everything you do in life. You're taught how to do it the way it's supposed to be done, the good way, the bad way. 99, I'm going to say 95% of people never stop and realize, or never stop while they're doing something and say, hey, why am I doing this? I know that I'm doing this, but why am I doing this? Why do I do it this way? Why don't I do it a different way? That's almost 95% of us, y'all. No, I'm going to say 85% of us. Let's keep it traditional. I'm going to say 85% of us. Now, with perception, if we're taught to only believe in things we can see, right? Y'all know I don't believe in beliefs at all. There's only two things in the world, truth and falsehood. And you're going to hear me say that a lot because it's true and that's what I stand on. So I don't believe in beliefs. There's only two things in the world, truth and falsehood. Now, perception can be tricked because our eyes naturally are ruled by indoctrination. And therefore, we want to see things for them to be real. There's no more think, and so it be. There's no more thinking it's real, knowing it's real, accepting it as truth, and manifesting. You hear me? There's no more manifesting going on, and therefore, the perception, we're ruled off perception. We're ruled off indoctrination, and we're ruled off perception because we think that the things we see are real, and that, especially in this day and age, where Project Bluebeam is being practiced, where Project Bluebeam is being practiced, we got to realize that some of the things we see aren't real. Some of the things that we hear aren't real. Some of the things that we see and we think aren't real are real. Some of the things we hear and we think aren't real are real. Okay, let me give you an example. Someone When someone sees something that others don't see, or hear things, voices, beings that other people don't hear or see, you're automatically called crazy. You're automatically given psychiatric medicine. You're automatically deemed insane for humanity. That's what they want you to think. That's how they want you to see yourself, as something ruined, as something not regular, as something not fully human, as something beyond the norm. When in all actuality, those could be divine things. Those could be evil things. Those could be different beings. Those are beings giving you messages, and whether they're good or bad is upon your determination. They're not all supposed to just be blocked out. Now, we did indoctrination. Here goes perception. Okay, deception. I talked about deception briefly, how we can be deceived by what we see because we've been taught and trained to believe what we see. See, the whole concept of belief in accepting something as true without needing proof. That's what belief is. So, how can you say you're a scientist? How can you say you're religious and yet belief rules you because you don't accept something that's real? And that's dealing with them tampering with your perception. They've indoctrinated you and they deceive you in plain sight. Okay, let's go. Brainwashing. Brainwashing can be both good and bad. See, a lot of us haven't ever washed our brains, and therefore our brains are dirty. Like, our brains are just a product of our environments. Our brains are not used to the full scope of their ability. And you always going to hear me say us, we, our, my, I, we, things like that, even though I've experienced some of the things or already went through with some of the methods, I still feel a direct tie and a kinship to everyone. No matter what stage of enlightenment you're in, no matter what stage of your growth in, I'm not better than the least of my tribe. I'm not better than the least of my family. I'm not better than the least of my friends. I'm not better than the least of any creature on earth. I'm no better than it. And that's where we must start. We don't think like that. The average human doesn't think like that. That's why the average human doesn't build like this, because they have no conscious thought. 99% of people are ruled off of someone else's thought. When are we going to be conscious and start ruling ourselves? Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, yeah, brainwashing. See, through the first four steps, look, we talked about indoctrination, we talked about perception, we talked about deception. Through those methods, they brainwash us to make us think a certain type. Look how they created the fear. You seen there was a European who interrupted my build yesterday when I was out on Skid Row, streaming about righteousness and things like that. This European interrupted my build to tell me about some Muslims and how the Antichrist. And I'm just looking at this European like, say, aren't your people the ones who destroyed and conquered and started all these wars and started these fake religions and brainwashed the people, tricked the people, and now they're dealing with the sun and telling everybody that it's some kind of virus when it's really y'all's evilness. The whole virus is based off of y'all's evilness, and that's the world's natural reaction to so much evil. It's bringing that positive down to the ground. The positive is the sun. And so when that positive hits the ground, what happens? A spark, and it's going to be a big boom. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why conscious people are waking up more and more and more and more. That's why conscious people are sprouting up from everywhere. You see people like, man, this nigga conscious all of a sudden. This lady conscious all of a sudden. This person doing yoga. This person grounding. This person's sun gate. Like, why are these people popping up? Why are all these conscious individuals popping up? And that's because the positive, which is the sun, is coming closer to the ground, which is the ground. And I'm telling you, when it happens, when that sun finally touches down, there's going to be a spark and it's going to boom, and that sun is going to turn into a moon. And then we go through an ice age period. Then we go through another flood period after that ice age period. And then we come back to the same. Like, that's what we got to realize. These stories in the Bible, these stories in these other books, these stories that's getting passed around, these old tales, they are actually talking about they are actually speaking on astrology. They're actually speaking on astrology, and it's all ruled off the sun. That's why you go to church on Sunday, because it's all ruled off the sun. That's why Jesus was called the Son of Man. This all ruled off the sun. Okay, let's go. Vibes and vibrations. Now, I got a whole podcast on vibes and vibrations, but I'm going to touch on it right here. We know we feel, look, they got a song called That's a Vibe. And we say, man, I got a bad vibe off that person, or good vibes only. And we don't realize that a vibe is something malleable. A vibe is something physical. A vibe is something spiritual. A vibe is something energetic. A vibe is something electrical. Like, you can feel a person's vibe as soon as they come inside your zone. They come within, what I say, about a 360 degree. See, our pineal gland and other things in our brain, like the amygdala, the medulla oblongata, the frontal lobe, the cerebral cortex, like different things inside of our brain have been calcified. Different things inside of our brain have been tampered with, have been poked, have been shocked. Different things inside of our brain have been attacked by other beings and other humans and so-called doctors and so-called medicines and these foods, these genetically modified foods and different things like that. Like, so that we don't even realize. A lot of us aren't even aware to vibes. That's where you get death from. That's where you get people who just die, who just get killed by people because they're so lost in the world or on so many drugs that they can't feel the danger that's around them. That's the point of drugs. That's the whole point of legalizing weed. That's the whole point of them pushing all these drugs on the Aboriginals of America, or the so-called black and brown people of America, the copper tone people of America. Like, this is the reason why so many drugs are upon us, because of our natural sensory abilities. Each country or each continent are known for a certain ability. We're known for certain abilities. And that's what we got to realize. When they were conquering different places, when they went through, look, man, I dropped some science the other day, man. No cap. And I don't make this stuff up. I don't steal other people's concepts. I don't steal other people's information. This shit is coming from the Most High. And that's point blank, period. It's coming from the Most High, y'all. And it's real. Every time I drop a piece of knowledge, man, it comes on in the news, or someone else is speaking about it, or it's proven to be correct, y'all. I'm fairly seldom ever wrong. Now, not being haughty, not being big-headed, not being narcissistic at all, just being 100. Because I don't do it for myself. I make no money off this, and I can post my earnings. I make no money off this. But check this out. Vibes and vibrations. I'm going to touch briefly. See, the vibes that we get from a certain person, like, man, I ain't feeling your vibes. We're supposed to take that and run with it. Run far away from a bad vibe. Vibes can be left. A vibe isn't just on a person. That person can leave their vibe in the room with you. Have you ever had someone walk into the room with you and they're they just ruin the mood, the whole tone of a party or something, and then that person leaves, and that tone of the gathering, or that tone of the party, or that tone of the conversation is still off. You still can't get it back. That person can leave and be gone for an hour, and you're still talking about their negativity. Once they're gone, it's gone. It's gone, it's gone. But yet that vibe is still in the room. Vibes send off vibrations. The hairs on our body, from your head to your toes, the hairs on your body sense vibration. That's why we're not very hairy people. because our hairs have uses. That's why it takes us a while to grow a full beard, because that full beard is about experience. When you have your beard, that's wisdom and experience and power. That's wisdom, experience, and power. Mine's is still not a full beard. I don't shave that much, but it's starting to come. It's starting to come because I'm getting up in age now. Indigenous Realist getting up in age, man. Too old to be lonely for sure. Now, the vibrations, you can send high vibrations at a person and pick them up, uplift a person, uplift their vibration, uplift their nutation, uplift their energy. You get what I'm saying? Like when I meet someone, I'm trying to uplift their energy. I try to uplift them in every way possible, in spiritual, financial, physical, mental. There's no one to uplift me. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, even my mother mentions it. She says, everyone says, how can you help so many people yet can't help your own? And it's the same thing like me. Like, how can I be able to inspire people, help people, uplift people, raise vibrations? Even when I'm at my lowest, I can raise someone else's vibration. And yet, sometimes when I'm down, when I'm depressed, when I'm sad, no one can raise mine because there's no one around. That's deep, but that's the life of an empath. But that's deep. But that's the life of an empath, y'all. That's really the life of an empath. Let me keep going. Tones. Okay. Man, I still got a lot. So, oh, peace. I didn't even see you up in here, Gretchen Ham. Peace, sis. Man, much love to you. Hit that like button. Much love to you or nothing. But I like it. I kind of like it when no one comes to the stream because it lets me just go through my notes. Share the stream. Let me try to turn the phone sideways. Okay. Trying to get my, okay, that maybe my home button. There we go. Okay, let me share the screen. Let's go. Now let me. No, I don't need to share it no more. I'm finna keep on going with my build. This was an excellent build. I forgot I had it. This is old too. This is old, by the way, y'all. I made this days ago, or probably months ago. I just go through and find my old notes and come build on them from the whatever stage of consciousness I'm at it currently. Okay, now let's go. Vibes and vibrations. I built on them. Now look, I got the next point. We're barely on point 7. Well, I mean we're barely on point 6. But tones. Don't take that tone with me. That's what I have. I have tones, then I have in parentheses, don't take that tone with me. Let me see, can I drop this into the matter of fact, my bad, I'll be right back. I'm finna try to drop this into the yeah, I can't drop it, but okay. It'd be cool. And it's too much for the chat. Unless I do it like, yeah, it'd be alright. Let's go. Tone. Then I have in parentheses, don't take that tone with me. See, when tones are how we translate or how we receive and push off vibes, vibrations, energy, love, hate, etc., emotions, which are just energy and energy in motion. So we use tones and we receive tones, and also we receive angles of light. See, so on the auditory spectrum, it's tones. On the visual spectrum, it'll be called angles of light, which were translated as angels. People always call them angels, but it's just an angle of light you're getting from the sun that gives you a download or gives you an upload or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, this one, point six, say tones. Don't take that tone with me. Now, how many people have been hurt by a word? How many people have been made happy or uplifted off of a word? How many people have heard the thing called, how many people have said or have had it said to them, don't take that tone with me? How many people heard that the fact that they say the word, watch what you say because it'll come true, or speak and it shall be, or don't speak that into existence, or the tongue is a sword, or any of those sayings like that? I'm pretty sure all of us could have related to at least one, and that's because our tones translate vibes and vibrations in different frequencies. You don't have to know. Look, a dog doesn't know what you're saying. Do you think a dog or a cat knows what you're saying? Do you think a baby knows what you're saying? Are you really that narcissistic that you think everybody can understand you? Do you think everybody you talk to, these people that speak different languages from you, do you think that they know what you're saying? No, they go off of your facial features, which is your visual perception, and they go off of your they go off of your tone. When you set the tone, like, let me get in here and set the tone. Or let me get in here and set the, do you get what I'm saying? Your tones are actually translating your intentions. When a person is perceptive, your tone, or when you are perceptive, you can catch off a person's tone if they mean you harm. You can catch off a person's tone if they're lying. You can catch off a person's tone if they're tricking you, if they're joking, if they're happy, if they're sad, if they're mad. Do you get what I'm saying? Basically in this build, I'm also explaining what it means to me. Like, whenever you hear my concepts and my builds, this is my reflection, or my attempt to relay what being an empath is. What this is something I dealt with since I was a child. How I could always know what people were saying without them saying it. How I could always feel danger. Like how I could always feel happiness. How I could change people's mood just by touching them, just by speaking a kind word, which is charity. Speaking a kind word has always been charity to me. If I can't help someone, I can always help someone with a kind word. And that's the strongest kind of charity. That's the strongest kind of charity. That's the best kind of charity on earth. Now look, let's go. Number 7 is authority. Right now in 2020, the authority is misplaced. We have misplaced authority. We have misplaced authority. We give everybody authority over us. Look, the only authority on earth is the author. Wow, that's the next point, is the author. That's how you know I write my bills. That's how you know these bills are unique. And that's how you know that I created these concepts, because I know the order is going to come in. I know if I'm talking about authority, I know I got to teach them who the author is. I know I got to drop jewels on the author. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, man, a lot of people don't build on high science, y'all. Like, I do. I love it. I'm choosing to stream early in the morning because only a few people are supposed to hear me speak. Only a few people are supposed to hear me speak. And if it wasn't so, more people would be woke early in the morning. Start waking up early. When it's the real deal, you got to wait. And when it's real, you got to, early bird gets the first worm. That's why I cut my videos on private after I live stream, because I only want it going to a few people. I only want my message going to a few people, core few people, man. I don't want thousands of people hearing these concepts, hearing this truth, hearing this right knowledge. I just need the people that need it to hear it. Now, speaking on authority, from the moment we're birthed, from the moment we're born out the womb, authority is being ruled over us, or there's an authority figure over us, but we never have our own authority. We're never the authority of ourselves until when? Until we start to be the author. Being the author is showing rebellion. Do you get what I'm saying? Being as a human being, as a human male, just like the prophet Isa, just like all the other ones, like just like all the other males, it's natural for us at the noon, when we're branching into that 11 or 12, you know whether you're gonna be a good guy or a bad guy. You know if you want to play cops or you want to play robbers. You know if you want to play Indians or if you want to play cowboys. Same way Jesus did. Same way every young male knows that and does that and feels that. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's for a fact. It's for a fact. See, we become the authority of ourselves. We become the authority of ourselves at a young age. And it's upon us as adults, or upon us as thinking beings, us as mature beings, to know that once you discover the knowledge of self, you discover the science of self, once you build through the ethers, once you build through the aeons, once you build through the eons, once you build through the levels, because there's always levels to this shit. Once you build, you realize that, hey, there's another authority over me. And you see the bad authority, you see the authority that's trying to rule over you, which is physical man. Man can't rule man. Only self can rule self. Only self can rule self. Now, you see this authority that's over you, this political authority, this governmental authority, this etc., and you rebel against that in the right way. I'm not telling you to rebel against anything. I'm just saying, like, it's the natural order of things to want to be the author or the authority over oneself. And I'm gonna get off that. The next one is the author. We build on it. Okay, now the most higher power. The Most High revealed himself to me as the most higher power. That's how the Most High revealed himself to me. And that's how I'm rocking. The Most High revealed himself to me right before my eyes, right inside my heart, as the most highest power. That's why you hear me saying higher power. That's why you hear me saying higher power. That's where I get that from, because the Most High revealed himself to me in plain sight, in plain feeling, in plain perception. And he revealed himself as the most higher power, period. And that is the authority of me. Like, that is the author of my reality. The author of my reality is the most highest power ever. The most high, the creator, that's the author of my reality. And so as I'm being an author of reality, being a reflection of the Most High, he's also authoring for me. You get what I'm saying? He's also the author of everything. You get what I'm saying? When we can't humble ourselves and acknowledge that we didn't divinely create ourselves, or we didn't just come from no damn monkeys, or we didn't just our history doesn't just start on no boat. Our history doesn't start with a damn pyramid. Our history doesn't start with a damn monkey. When we can humble ourselves and have that much knowledge of self and come to that realization, the only answer is the Most High. And the only answer upon the Most High is the black man and the black woman being his vicegerents. Period. Period. Where can we find the most higher power? Where can we find the author of everyone? Inside oneself. That's the only place to find the Most High. Not inside of a church. Not inside of a masjid. Not inside of a mosque. Not inside of a cathedral. Not inside of a building. Not up under a rock. Not inside the sky. Not inside the moon, the sun. The only place we can find the Most High is right there inside of self. That's the only place to find the Most High. Why do we look for him everywhere else? Because it brings us back to the top of the build. Because we're ruled off of perception and deception. We go looking for the Most High. We go to pastor this and evangelist this and reverend this and imam this and Tupac this and XXXTentacion and Daylight and Polite and all the other master builders out here. We go to these people searching for the Most High. Why? Because that's what we're taught to do. That's how we're indoctrinated to. We look everywhere at first. We go searching everywhere else instead of self because we feel like we are nothing. We're taught, brainwashed and indoctrinated to feel like we're nothing special. That we just evolved from a monkey. That we're just regular humans. That we don't deserve to have a better life and that we aren't equal to the people around us. That we aren't equal to the things around us. That we aren't the Most High embodied in flesh. The next point I have is hell. I built on that yesterday. We experience heaven and hell constantly. Hell is when you're at your lowest. I'm in hell right now, knowing that I'm supposed to be in another position, but in the position I'm in and having to bear through it, having to live through it, walk through it, build through it, teach through it, learn through it, through hell. Destiny. What is destiny? Destiny is what you're destined to be. Destiny is happiness. Destiny is success. Destiny is stability. Destiny is heaven on earth. Destiny is heaven, the kingdom of heaven. Destiny is the Most High. That's our destiny. Heaven. What is heaven? Heaven is supreme bliss. Heaven is happiness. Heaven is success. Heaven is destiny. Break down heaven as he even. He even. That means he's equal. He's even with everybody. That's heaven. That's heaven. That's what heaven is. Equality found within union of different souls. SOL, souls. Solar people who walk in grounded with electricity. Why isn't there a spark inside you? That's why you ground. That's why you put your feet in the soil, put your feet in the grass, put your feet on top of tree roots, climb trees, climb mountains, walk barefooted. It's so you can ground yourself and create a spark. When positive and negative come in contact, it creates a spark. Just like the sun is going to come down and create a spark. Free will. That's something a lot of us don't realize we have. A lot of us realize we have free will and don't even use it. Why you got Will locked up? Will's a good guy. You must free will inside yourself and do whatever you want. Do what makes you feel happy. Stop letting others rule you. Stop letting outside perceptions rule you. Stop letting other people come into your will. You know when you die, you leave a last will and testament. First Testament, Old Testament, New Testament, last will and testament. Your will, free will. You leave that will because your will must be done. Even upon death. Even upon death, your will is still on your command and it gets done. Postpartum. Post death. My bad. Too many babies. Controlling your environment. You must control your environment. We let everything around us control us. We let our environment control us. We become products of our environment instead of controlling our environment. If you want heaven, if you're experiencing hell, which is grief, which is dismay, which is unfortune, which is a lack of self-love, a lack of self-knowledge, when you're experiencing hell on earth, it's because you're not controlling your environment and outside forces are controlling your environment. The microcosm of environment would be yourself. You're letting the wrong things into your body. You're letting the wrong person into your body, sexually, physically, non-physically, spiritually, mentally. You're letting the wrong things into your body. Food, nutritionally, you're letting the wrong thing into your body. That's your environment. Then look outside of your body. Look at yourself as a planet and look at everything else as being other planets or other. These are just rocks. Like, we live in houses and we don't realize that that's just an asteroid. If you look at yourself as a planet, as a being that's moving freely in the universe, you look at these stagnant places as, hey, this is just a stopping point. We work all our lives to get a house and die in it. We work all our lives away to get a house and just die in it. We work all our lives to just pay, 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 pay. All we think we have to do is earn, pay, earn, pay, earn, pay. Like, this coronavirus should have slowed everybody down and made them realize that it's more to life than just the hustle and bustle. It's more to life than just working your life away. It's more to life than just studying for 30, 40 years just to get in a profession, just to pay off school loans and stuff like that. It's more to life than debt. It's more to life than sex. It's more than life than socializing. Like, this CV should have let us realize certain things, and a lot of people learned nothing during this quiet reflection time. We had quiet reflection time. It's been about 90 days or more. I've been on YouTube restriction for 90 days. That's why no one's in the chat, because I've been on restriction for 90 days, and because I get up earlier than these guys. Like, I'm up earlier than my subscribers because I just wake up and start building. That's just how my mind works. Now, let's go. Controlling your environment. Okay. Altering your reality. Your reality is what? The things that you realize. What is realism? What is realizing? What is being a realist? Is knowing and seeing the things around you for what they are and not what people tell you. Having your own sense of perception. You have to get your eyes back. We're taught how to see. We're taught how to read. We're taught how to think. We're taught how to breathe. You have to get your breath back. You have to get your life back. That's all controlling your environment, getting your life back, getting them. I'm gonna skip back to controlling your environment, because we got to realize that the people that we have around us, they don't have to be around us. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory, man. I've been out here 9 months on my own with no family, no friends, no nothing, and that shit is not mandatory. It's something that I thought I needed to live, but yet look at me living. Look at me breathing. I thought I needed certain people to breathe, but look at me breathing. I thought I needed certain people to leave, but look at me all in Louisiana by myself. Look at me all in Georgia by myself. Look at me all in California by myself. I thought I needed a certain person to just wake up in the morning, but you don't need anything but you and the Most High, and the Most High is the Most Highest conscience, the author of reality. You get what I'm saying? So look, number 17 is altering your reality. And number 18 is manifesting destiny. See, after you alter your reality, controlling your environment, altering your reality, and then manifesting destiny. It's 3 steps. When you manifest your destiny, what are you destined for? I talked about destiny above, and I said destiny is heaven. That's our destiny, is heaven. And heaven is right here on earth. That's financial stability. That's emotional stability. That's spiritual stability, spiritual enrichment, emotional enrichment. You get what I'm saying? To be rich in thought, to be rich in youth, to be rich in beauty, to be rich in love. That is heaven. And that is right here on earth. Let's go. Manifesting destiny, and then it goes naturally to number 19, which is saving humanity. Once you manifest your destiny, it would be wrong for you to realize the truth and to leave others blind. No, when you manifest your destiny, it's time to start saving humanity. That's number 19, saving humanity, saving fallen humanity. It should have been saving fallen humanity. How did we fall? Through the lack of knowledge of self. How did we fall? Through indoctrination. How did we fall? Through deception. How did we fall? Through them altering our perception. That's how we fell. So it's our duty, when we raise ourselves up consciously, when we raise ourselves up mentally, when we raise ourselves up spiritually or financially or something else, any kind of way we raise ourselves up, if we receive a blessing, we should share that blessing. That's saving humanity. That's giving back to humanity. That's giving back. That's for the cause. Let's go. Okay, Christ consciousness. What is Christ consciousness? I got videos up on it, but I'll build briefly on Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is... I'm gonna end this build right here. It's been 44 minutes, man. That's one of my favorite numbers. Peace. If you ain't catch it, you'll catch it later when it processes or when I upload clips. But I love this build. I had an extremely great time. Peace to everyone. We went over 19 keys. So just check it out.